my name's Emma from Katy, Texas. Get ready for a really fun time because you're about to listen to the Stretch It Out podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Stretch It Out podcast.
My favorite intro so far. Good job, Ems.
That was my little princess doing the intro there. She's been asking me for days now, when are you going to put my intro on? This is the one. It's a special one.
You just waited until you ran out of intros? Is that what you did there?
No, of course not. I would never do that to her. She was at the top of the list for sure. But welcome back to Podcastland. Welcome back to the Stretch It Out podcast. My name is Nick Stretch, here with my baby sis Audrey. Say what's up, Audrey.
Hello, everybody.
And we have a special episode for you guys. First of all, it's episode 15. Celebrate. Yes. We've made it 15 episodes. Secondly, it's a special episode because it's a second episode this week, which is like a bonus episode. So it's like a bonus for you guys. It's a bonus for us, extra time in Podcastland. And we're going to be talking about friendship, right?
Yes.
And I told you guys on the last episode that we were going to have a really good friend of mine on joining us tonight as a guest speaker. And we're also, in light of the fact that National Friendship Day is coming up, I think, it just makes sense that, that we titled this correctly. But before I say what the title is, I'm leaving Audrey on cliffhanger because she's on the ready right now, and you'll know what I'm talking about here in a minute. Before I do that, though, I do want to introduce Daniel first, and then I'll tell you guys about the, what we're titling the episode. And you're going to know what the title is, obviously, by the time listening to this. But before we get into that, let me first introduce everybody to my really good friend. He's still living back in Cali, Daniel Edmond. What's up, buddy? Say hi to everybody in Podcastland.
What's up, Podcastland? How we doing?
Total of 3 people. No, I'm kidding, 6.
We got listeners, man. Just know that. So Daniel, thanks for jumping on, man. We had some sound technical difficulties. We can hear you fine. A little bit of a buzz there, probably from the laptop, but I think we're going to make do just fine. So we got Daniel on. We got National Friendship Day coming up. It's actually the second day of August. The second Sunday of August, I think it is.
Right around the corner, guys.
Yeah, look it up. So because of that, we got all those things going on. We have a special episode and we have a special title. And the title of this episode, as you already know, is Thank You for Being a Friend. And that was where Audrey was going to cue up some music for us.
Thank you for being a friend.
It was loading.
That's awesome. So even when Audrey has everything prepped and ready and all she has to do is press a button, she still manages to be late. I love it. I think it's great.
I clicked it and I started seeing the rings. Started seeing the ring going around. I'm like, really? Come on. I was ready for it.
That's awesome.
Nah.
So anyways, that's what we wanted to title it. And it totally made us think of Golden Girls.
Yes. I was going to say,
did you ever watch Golden Girls?
For the younger listeners, they may not know who Golden Girls are. Yeah,
but they can Google that stuff. It's easy. Daniel, did you ever watch Golden Girls when you were a kid? Your parents watched it?
When I was a kid, I had channel 64, 31, 27, and that was it. So,
yes, you watched the Golden Girls.
In that way to watch Golden Girls.
I'm shocked you remember the numbers.
Oh,
the exact channels that you needed.
That's all we had. I mean, the day we got cable, I thought God came back and saved us all. But
Channel 64 was always the clearest.
Oh, yeah, it's the local news right there in Victorville.
Local news.
Oh, I remember the local news in the high desert. Who remembers, and come see me, Jill, up the hill in Victorville, at Carpet Connection. Nobody remembers that.
I think I was too young for that. I don't remember that.
Well,
memories. We got that age gap. such a big
we do
age
have a
gap,
little bit of an age gap. We do have a little bit of an age gap. So I've got, I know I had some people I wanted to do some shout outs to. One of them was, who was it? We were going to shout out to Andy.
I was going to say, well, you're taking too long. So shout out to Andy because she was, I was in bed by like 10:30. I go to bed early, but she was like sending me text messages at midnight of trying to help us figure out the issues that we were having with the Facebook page. So I'm going to test those bad boys out.
You're a
today.
rock star, Andy.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you,
We were
Andy,
just talking
for
about
helping us out.
Google, and so she was like, well, let me just Google and see if we can figure out the answer. And I'm like, thank you, as I'm sitting there just binge watching CSI. So shout out, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
You're a trooper.
Appreciate you, Andy. I shout out to just all of our listeners for listening. Shout out to you, James Coker, for listening. He's starting to listen to the podcast, and he was sending me some good feedback. So appreciate that, man. Thanks for the support. Daniel, bling bling. Who do you have to shout out to? We're in Podcastland. You got to have something you want to shout out.
Shout outs, huh? Well, there's only a couple people obviously to shout out. The one and only God,
Amen. Can barely hear you, but
barely hear me. Are we here?
Yeah, barely hear you. But I heard you say shout out to the one and only God. I'm good with that.
God, and of course, man, you got to shout out your loved ones. The wife, can't do it without her. Holds down the fort. When I be gone and taking care of all these kids. 4 kids, man. Where's time gone?
4 kids, man. How are you doing?
Dang.
So, are you working? Are you home?
Yeah, no. My job wasn't affected. We're one of the ones that are fortunate. Everybody needs a telephone. You got to call 911. So I got to be out there supplying those phone lines, and making sure you all have internet to do what you're doing right now. Provide that.
Yes.
Also. So,
amen. Shout out to
Amen
Daniel.
to
Frontier Communications. Help us out.
Shout out to
Chapter 11,
Frontier.
but, you can come out of it.
You can totally shout out to all the guys and gals out there working to keep
essential
things like
workers.
this up. Yes, big time. Shout out to the essentials for sure. So what are you doing, Daniel? Is Ashley at home?
Yeah, she's at home after she just became Mrs. Edmond, the teacher. So she's got.
What?
I'm gonna pause you guys. See, I'm gonna pause you guys because I'm coming from an outside perspective. Who is Ashley? Would you like to introduce who Ashley is in your life?
Well, Ashley's my wonderful wife of 10.
There we see.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, see, Nick just assumes that everybody knows everybody's lives and names, and they know.
We just had a special guest walk in while we're recording.
Special guest?
You want to say hi?
Facebook Live?
Nope. It's the girl that did our intro. Who wants to say hi to the girl that did our intro?
Hi, Emma.
Just say
Did
hi.
she hear me?
Hi.
And that's it.
Sorry about that. I don't have the Uncle Jesse red light outside the door.
Oh, on air, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope, though.
We are on the air. So sorry, I got distracted.
Yes. So
what were we talking
Ashley's
about?
his amazing, beautiful super mom of
she's an
super woman
incredible
of a
person.
mom.
Oh, yeah.
She's an incredible person. Known her for years. Always just so much love for that woman. She's just an amazing human being. So shout out to Ashley. And congrats to her, right? Congrats to her on that. That's huge.
Oh, yeah. We just.
Congrats to you.
Yeah.
17. Yeah, man. 10 years. The time flies, bro. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Ashley, you've worked really hard. So you should be you should feel good about that. Proud of you.
Okay, so you said she's a teacher, right?
She is a teacher now, yeah, because everybody's quarantined. So she has I guess I have 4. So the eldest, Clarissa, she's going to be, she's graduating in 2 months, I think maybe possible 2 months. But she can't walk because everything is shut down. But she's a junior, super smart, takes after her mom. And she's graduating this year as a senior. So and then
Rightly so.
Cole is next. He's is Cole and Chloe are in school, so she is now homeschooling them. And Kinsley, the little one that just actually had her birthday. No, her birthday was Chloe's birthday was yesterday. It's today. Which one? Yeah, Chloe's birthday was yesterday. She just turned 7. So
It was yesterday?
yeah, yesterday was Chloe's 7th birthday. So we celebrated that.
Oh.
First time for COVID-19 lockdown birthday celebration. It was kind of new.
Happy
She'll never forget
birthday,
it.
Kay.
Yes. Do you
Chloe.
want us to sing to her?
Or Chloe, sorry. I always just
Oh.
go Kay because it's been so long. Happy birthday, Chloe.
Well, here's a test, Nick. We go way back.
Yeah, let's go
what's your
way back. Let's
godfather?
throw
You're
back.
the godfather. When's Kay's birthday then?
Oh, that's a great question. And I can edit that in and post, you know.
You can edit. Boy. I'll give you a hint. It's in October.
Honestly, man, there's no way I could remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's terrible.
October 26, 2000.
Huge burn. October 26, 2000. What'd you say? 3. Golly, she's like, so,
Hey, bro, she'll be 17 this year.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Time
And I've
flies,
only been
man.
here for 6 years. It seems like a lot longer when you bring up stuff like that. It makes me feel like I've been in Texas a lot longer. But I really haven't been here that long. It's just crazy that when you don't see somebody, especially for a long time, and you see them and you're like, goodness, you've grown. Like, it's not like you see your own kids. You don't really see them growing. You know what I mean? Until you look at pictures.
You would be breathtaking, dude. You'd be like, no freaking way, that's her. Like,
Wow.
I mean, from where you saw her, 6 years ago, when she was 10 to now, oh, dude, no, it's you.
I can only imagine. I
Unrecognizable.
can only imagine. Well, we gotta schedule a reunion.
Next podcast episode, reunion.
Now we got to schedule a reunion for everybody. So looking forward to that. So that's cool, man. You've got a lot of good things, a lot of things to be thankful for. How do you feel about working and stuff? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of dying for sure. I know where I'm going. It's a definitely better place than here. I mean, obviously, I'm afraid to leave my family behind, but I definitely think it's kind of overkill on everything. There's way more stuff out there that causes deaths compared to what we're going through now. And
yeah, it's
but
pretty
just the work
insane.
life, I mean, it's great because the roads are more clear for us to do our own stuff, and people stay out of our way. But it's to the point now where I think a lot of people are just doing what they want out here in the high desert, just on the road and not really caring as much. They just wear their masks. But it might take a while, but I'm good with it, dude. Work is awesome. I just go about my normal day. Luckily, I'm in the construction side of the field, so I don't have to deal with customers on a day-to-day basis. So I'm just building
Nice.
the plant and restoring the plant. And we're definitely blessed. I'm one to say I'm still working and have that income to provide. And, it'd be nice to be home, but on the other hand, I definitely like a paycheck to support my family.
Love that mindset. Because there's a lot of people I know who don't have that mindset. Oh, text messages.
Yep. Dang, your guys' phones have a lot going on. You guys are so popular at this hour.
That was breaking news weather. Large tornado strikes southern Oklahoma, killing 1.
Bummer.
That was the news.
Yeah, sorry.
So Daniel, you sound like you good, man? You in a place where you can chat?
Oh yeah, I'm straight.
Okay. Cool. So Audrey, I know you had some things you wanted to talk about. I didn't know when you were gonna.
Oh, I mean, I'll
It's like
bust it in now. I mean,
I didn't know if you were just. Yeah.
Here
I
you
was
go.
just hanging out. I was listening.
Audrey's at the door.
So, I mean, what I wanted to talk about was obviously I want to talk about how friendships are worked also. I thought this would be appropriate since we have one of his oldest friends on here. I think that's pretty awesome. But I think a lot of times people assume that friendships, I think it's very easy to make friends, at least for me. I can make friends with a complete stranger. I can strike up a conversation and, start to build that foundation for a friendship. But I think to sustain a friendship, it's a lot of work, and I think some people don't realize that. I think I don't want to necessarily like just introverted people, but I know that I can be pretty introverted at times. And I used to have that mentality of just, for instance, looking at Nick. I was always thinking like, dang, Nick has so many friends and it comes so naturally to him to sustain these friendships versus me. I mean, it takes me a lot to trust somebody and to see if they have the same mindset as me of like having, what's the word I'm looking for, to just have the same common ground and interest as me. But I would say like recently over the past probably 2 or 3 years, there's one friend who shout out to Roxanne. Shout out her a lot. I actually just talked to her before the podcast. But she was the one who kind of exposed that to me of, letting me know that friendships don't just come naturally. It's not a natural thing like you see in the movies or sitcoms, things like that. They're a lot of hard work. And there's times that, whether you become distant with a friend or see differently, get into an argument, something like that, like a friendship is hard work. And it's something.
I think it will be at some point if it's not right now.
Yeah.
Right. Like any friendship like worth like fighting for, eventually it will be hard. It won't always be easy because we're all imperfect.
Exactly. And,
right, like
and
you thought Nick had a lot of friends, but there's two definitions to friends. So
yeah, and you didn't see my books every night.
Yeah, when Nick left Cali, you see real quick what friends are still there. So
that's right. How many of my friends have come out to Texas multiple times during a hurricane?
Probably.
But see, and I think friendships take completely different paths. Every relationship that you have takes a different path. Because I mean, I have friends where we can go a full year without talking, and the second I pick up the phone and call them, it's like we left off right where or we picked up right where we left off. But there's other friends where I can't have that relationship. Where that relationship, I need to kind of check in, check up on them, and call them every now and then versus wait a year.
Wow, that was so loud.
That was not the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Stretch back. Do they know about you, Nick? Do they know it's Melody Days?
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, our listeners do
it.
because they're friends and family. Have we? Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't know you if it wasn't for that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
How did you guys meet? Hold on.
No, you would know me because
maybe. I mean, Nick popped in, I think, one time, and with his little Toyota Tacoma, just in the cab, got some bikes in the back, going riding an empty lot.
Yes.
And, I think that was the first time I actually met him. He came over to ride with Anthony, and but you guys were like there for like 5 minutes and then bounced, and then you didn't really. I don't even think I really even talked to you then. And then,
we were like teenagers, right?
No, dude. When I met you, I was already graduated high school. I was already in my career, so I was like probably like 20. I want to say like 23, 22 or 23.
I thought we were way younger because I thought we weren't even like. Oh, I didn't meet you. I only knew of you because of the Espinoza family.
Right.
So that's why I'm thinking I've known you way longer because you're right. I did know you, but I didn't know you. I just seen you over there and, whatever, but I totally
give them the truth what you thought, when you saw me over there. And then
I was a jerk, right? And I still can be, obviously, but what happened was I was being, what do you call, like, judgmental. I was being the opposite of what I tell everybody to be, and which is be kind. I was not being kind. I was being a total jerk. And I think it was just because I was really good friends with it was Paul and Anthony, and that it was their little sister that at the time, right, way back then, that you were dating, and Well, I don't know if you guys were actually dating or if you were like gonna start dating. I don't remember, but you know, my buddies, they're older brothers. We kind of, I guess everyone kind of grew up being more like protective, right? And so without even giving Daniel a chance, like I was just like, man, look at this guy, because he always had like really, his cars were really nice. He always had like nice clothes, nice watches, and so I was always calling him like bling bling. It's bling bling.
Oh, okay.
And
makes sense
and
now.
yeah, and I was a jerk, right? I was mean. But then it was funny because later when I finally met Daniel, I was like, dude, you are so kick ass. Like, I want to hang out with you all the time. And I ended up telling Daniel, like, man, I owe you an apology because I was totally being a jerk to you for no reason. Like, and I don't know, Daniel, do you remember that when I approached you about that? I can remember. I remember it. And Daniel was so cool. He was just like, bro, it's cool. Like, no worries. And we've just been like homies
Daniel,
ever since.
Did you know Nick was being a jerk to you?
That's like dating a younger sister of four brothers. She has one younger, three older. So
yeah.
You know, I dealt with the older brother. I mean, he was 10 times worse than Nick, and that was for a while. But then after a while, you know, we got to know each other, and then obviously walls, you know, started dropping down, and being able to actually understand each other and become friends. So with Nick, it was, you know, I just knew about him. I just actually started wanting to know more about him once I knew Julie's brother Sean was trying to get involved. Like, I saw the passion that he had for playing the guitar and wanted to be in this band. And I'm like, oh, well, who's this guy, you know, being a big brother for the, you know, one of her brothers, to look out for him. Like, all right, well, let's see, you know, who this Nick guy is.
That's cool.
So yeah, it just unfolded from there, and then, you know, it turned out to be, obviously still is, a wonderful friendship.
Amen to that.
So such a small town, the high desert.
Oh, the rest is history.
Nick's got friends like, well, you got your neighbors in Texas, right? And then you got your friends in the high desert. And all of my friends are dispersed throughout the entire
world.
Yeah. I got my friends in the UK, Canada, all over the US.
Now, are they by social media friends, or
Audrey's a world traveler?
Oh, you're a world traveler.
I was, yeah. Not anymore. I got laid off. So, yeah, just waiting for that to come back.
Yeah. No.
It'll come back.
It's going to come back. Putting it in the universe, it's going to come back.
Fine mom, babe.
It'll come back. For sure. For sure it's coming back. So.
What?
Oh.
Someone else walked into the room.
Yeah, it's all good.
Wasn't Emma.
And this is what we do when we're gaming too. When we're playing on video games, like we'll be talking, it'll be like super intense, and there's four of us in like this certain area, and someone's like, hey, someone's shooting, I can hear him. Like, be quiet, we can hear it. And then I'll be like talking to Courtney, but I won't let everybody know I'm talking to Courtney. And so that everyone's making like decisions off of what I'm telling them. And they're like, you know, should we do this? And I'm totally kidding. It doesn't get that intense. That never happens.
You guys are talking about dinner, and it's like, yeah, let's do that. And they're over there.
Exactly. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. And they're like, really? I'm clear, Nick? I can go over there? Yeah, you're good. And I'm actually just talking. And then they go over there and die. And they're like, Nick, you told me there was nobody there. What the heck? And I'm like, oh, my bad.
Oh, we're talking about how you're talking and playing at the same time when I brought you back in for $4,500, and you're just sitting there telling a dude how he should, you know, apply for a job or something, and then there you go, you're dead. And then I just wasted all that money to revive you.
And that did happen, and I'm sorry. I owe you an apology for that, because I don't think I even knew that happened, because I was gone for that long.
What happened? Reminisce here.
What we were playing was Warzone, and we're playing Thunder. Nick he happened to die on me, so he goes to the gauntlet, doesn't make it out, so now he's spectating. I'm playing the game in the game, getting all this money, getting kills, so you can buy back players once they're out for $4,500. And mind you, there's like $500 laying around this map. It's not like, oh, a big pile of cash, and you can just, you know, go buy guys. So I buy Nick back in. I buy the other guy back in. And all of a sudden, bang, 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 Nick starts talking, and I'm like, Nick! And he's just going on. I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't hear us. And I'm like, you're in. And he's just explaining to this guy, yeah, you know what? I definitely would do that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just tell him like this and explain it this way, and I think you'll be good, bro. And I'm like, he's definitely not playing right now. And then he's dedicated.
You wasted all that money.
Yeah,
If
and
I
I
took my headphones
died.
and put them up on top of my ear, above my ears, and I wasn't listening. So my apologies.
And that's why I
Anyway,
just stick to playing solitaire.
I mean,
you
it
know?
wasn't real money. If it was real money,
I know. If it was real money, then yeah, for sure. Problem for sure. So
Nice little memory lane.
that was cool, actually. Yeah, because it's crazy. I didn't realize we met that much later in life. I thought we met sooner, but it's just like I said, because I remember at least knowing you, but didn't knowing of you, I should say, and it's just crazy,
yeah,
man.
no, it started there, and we came to your shows, dude, and
The shows.
What's funny is back then how small of a world it is my wife now was with her boyfriend at the time, the other Daniel, and hadn't had Clarissa yet. She did have Clarissa. She had to have already had Clarissa because that was she already had Clarissa. So, and I seen her with Daniel at one of your shows off of Victor and 7th Street, and that was that Mexican restaurant or something in there, right there off of by the DMV. We were playing there, and I was like, "What?" Like, I haven't seen Ashley. That was like the first time I saw her since high school.
Oh, that was like a Chinese restaurant,
Yeah,
wasn't it, or a Chinese
or
or something?
And I hadn't seen her since high school, and that was crazy. I was just like, "Oh, dang!" And obviously I was with my girlfriend at the time, but yeah, it's small, super small world. Because I grew up with my wife. I think we've known each other since middle school. Went to church together, small town in Phelan, and went
That's
to
awesome.
church. She went to a different middle school. My parents put me in Heritage to give me better learning. I don't know if it worked too well, but I graduated. And then I back up in high school, and then after high school, she left high school at sophomore year, and then junior year, I think she graduated early and had Clarissa. So, but yeah, like I say, it's all in God's timing. I mean, if I wish I didn't have to waste 5 years, to meet her again, but it's all in God's timing. It's all in His hands for us to take on.
That's right, and it wasn't a waste.
I forgot how everybody knew Broken Melody. To be honest, I remember Dad drug us. Dad always was like, "Come on, we got to go watch your brother perform." And
We weren't that big of a deal. It was.
Dad was so cool. We loved it.
You guys were so on fire. The building that you guys used to play out in just finally it burnt down. I mean,
did it really?
Yeah, it's gone, bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You wouldn't like to see 7th Street.
Is it pretty bad? Because it was kind of bad back then.
It looked like downtown LA with all the bums.
No.
Yeah.
The crawlers. What do they call them? They call them something. The walkers.
I mean, I feel bad for them. A lot of them, they try to stay off the streets. They used to be in the Mojave riverbed and didn't bother anybody. And then all of a sudden the city's like, "Oh, you can't be in there." And so they kicked them out. And it's like, all right, well, where do you think they're going to go? And
I know.
So, they're on the streets. We try to help, anybody you can. But it's unfortunate because, we could be in their same place. I mean, especially right now, it's like, how many more homeless people are we going to get just because of this stinking?
Yeah, I didn't even think
that's over. It's overrated, bro.
I didn't think
crazy.
about that.
I mean, there's
the increase in.
Oh yeah, homeless. I mean, it's like, what are they going to do? I mean, you lose your job, you lose your medical benefits. How are you going to get tested? You can't. The hospitals are going to waive your, medical bills of them treating you for COVID.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna definitely be keeping those people in my prayers.
Yeah, if I had enough money, I'll just shelter them, build a shelter, and But
yeah, it's crazy, man.
Be a good
charity. Good old 7th Street, the old Fly Theater.
Yeah,
I remember that because.
Oh yeah, we packed that house out so many times.
Well, remember Michael Myers from us getting kicked out of Disneyland?
Yes, I remember.
Performed there. He was in like a screamo band. I can't remember the name of it.
That's so cool.
And I remember everybody else was all like scene and punk, and I was not that image at all. So I always stood out. I didn't enjoy going to those shows very much.
Yeah, it was good times though.
Everybody had black hair, and I was the only blonde girl in there with like not a shit ton of makeup on. Sorry, crap. Sorry.
See, I said PG-13, right? PG-13. You do the best you can.
Right?
13, you can't get away with the cuss word after 30 minutes. So you got to.
There you go.
30 minutes. Whew, 30
There you
minutes and 27 seconds.
I almost
Thanks
came
for that.
into your SAD song, but I couldn't find it in time, and I couldn't play your CD because I still have your CDs. But,
Oh, nice.
but I found it on YouTube. And
What is it?
Cantoni TV. Cantoni? Maybe it's
Oh,
Steve Anthony TV.
that's
has-
Chuck's.
So Chuck, is this Chuck's? It's still on here. It's been viewed 797 views.
Nice.
Yeah.
And my family makes up. I've made my family watch it probably 100 times easy,
I mean, I'm gonna
just to get us into 3 digits.
I'm gonna share this to you, so you can share this to your podcast world here, so they can see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Give
yeah,
them a-
that's.
This is a video, bro. You can post this. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man! What you just said.
It's taking it back, bro.
Okay, so I know we're not recording this live, but it feels like it, right? So if you've never recorded anything before in live, when you're recording it, it feels like you're recording it live, even if it's not live, and it feels live to me. And Daniel, when you just said that right now, it's kind of reminded me of being on Splash Mountain and you're like climbing up the.
Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, I'm gonna have to edit that out in post. So I'm just making notes. I'm just making notes and timestamps here. 31
He's like,
minutes.
we never edited it out
50
in post.
So I'll make sure I get that edited out. But yeah, man, good times, good memories. A lot of good memories hanging out with y'all back there in Cali. Daniel and I have been friends for a long time, and just like with most of pretty much all my friends, it doesn't matter how often we're in contact and how much we talk, because if it's been a year or it's been a couple months or it's been 10 minutes, we're going to pick up where we left off. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm blessed to have people like that in my life. So in that sense, it's not, I guess I'm kind of going against what you were stating. It doesn't feel like a lot of work, but it still is, because you have a lot of friends, right? You have a lot of different people you're trying to keep in contact with. And then everybody has feelings, right? Everyone's feelings get hurt every now and then. Like, I promise you, in Daniel and my relationship, it's happened a number of times, right? And we just you have to work to overcome those things, work to be able to acknowledge when it is you just being in your feelings, right? And you're going to do those things if it's a friendship worth working for. You're not going to do those things if it's somebody that you're kind of, it's not clicking, you're not connecting with. And that's just, and I'm just saying all that because it's natural, right? And I think that's how we keep, that's why you have some friends that you're like super close with, and some friends that are friends and you're not as close with, or, just different levels, I guess, of friendship.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got the ones that are too much work. You're like, oh, help me with this, person. I don't have enough time in the day to be there.
Yeah, you're like, you're draining me emotionally.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's just like, for you, it's, you left. I mean, obviously we were all neighbors.
Yes.
We had our little clique right there before you left
awesome.
Texas. And, you left Texas, and I knew you got a busy life. So I was like, hey, talk to the wife. Once a year, next birthday, I'm out to Texas every year.
And he has, and I've not gone back once.
Hurricane, might be a little jab in the old side there, like, do you really want to come back? It's Texas. No, I'm just kidding.
That was gnarly, though. That was gnarly.
Streets and stuff. So, but no, yeah,
like
the exceptions that you take, for the friends that you obviously enjoy and respect, and I love your guys' family like it's mine. I I've worked
Amen.
by your dad's side. And
Feeling
been
is
up
mutual.
there. So it goes back a long way. It's not just me and Nick. It's family. Like I know his whole entire family. It's not like just us relationship.
Amen. Amen. It was an honor to get to be in your wedding too.
Oh my gosh, dude! I cry every time. I still have the CD, bro. I mean,
So honored.
I would pop it in so you can listen to that song. It's amazing.
Oh, the song that I wrote for you guys?
Okay, how are you gonna mention it and then you forget that you actually
No.
acapella, dude, with your guitar to our first
I
band?
know. Here's the thing. I cannot find. I think I wrote that song just for you guys.
Yeah, you did.
And
It's just right there. But I thought I sent you the recording of it.
No, you need to send it. Yeah, because I haven't heard it, and I can't even like really remember a lot of the melody and stuff because I wanted it to be a song that was just for you guys. I didn't want it to be a song that I reproduced and put on the internet or anything like that, right? And I even gave you guys the original lyrics. You could see like where I had to like where I messed up and scribbled stuff out and all that. Like that was like to me like the truest gift that I could give you guys, you know. So it was an honor that you let me do that. Like that was so cool. It was awesome. Yeah, I need to see that, man, or hear it.
Yeah, I got my mom did a recording like it's a recording of you doing it live, dude. So it's,
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Send it to you.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please. That is so legit. That's so cool. So long ago, man.
10
so
years.
long ago.
It's friendship.
10 years.
Back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Hey, I think, yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. That was good. We were having a bromance. So. And
Romance.
yeah, and I'm hoping that I can get that down with compression because you totally peaked. Like, did you put the phone like in the microphone?
No,
Like, how
I did
did
it.
you-
I went from like in the back and right where I did it in the beginning to the same spot.
Okay.
I was trying to fade it in.
Nice. No, it was just a little loud.
Apparently,
But it was great timing. It was great timing. You took us.
Work.
Yeah. We were just on a walk, just strolling through the meadows of
Went on a
childhood and
tangent. Okay,
yeah.
so I mean, I'm loving the bromances. I want to ask you guys, since we got two friends on, that how have you guys been able to sustain your friendship? Especially, you know, since you left, you went to Texas, so it's a long distance friendship. How do you sustain that?
I think a big one, I gotta give credit to Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty's been helpful.
Okay.
And because we've played Xbox together, and we just text each other and, you know, every now and then check in on one another, you know, make sure that we're good, family's doing good, and just when we get time, you know, acknowledge, hey man, still thinking about you. You know, it's little things that probably seem silly to anybody else, but if it's between you and another individual, it means something. It's important, you know? And I think that helps keep that vein strong, if you will. So Daniel, I don't know, what else have we done to, that's like a tough one. Why can't you lob us a softball? You know, like, here we are on, you know, Daniel already hit me with a curveball, right? And then you put me in the hot seat again, you know, and you can't just give me something easy. Goodness.
Well, I'm saying, like, what could you recommend to listeners who maybe struggle with sustaining deep friendships, especially, I mean, come on. Like,
any relationship, right?
I mean,
any relationship.
Well, I mean,
I calendar Nick's birthday every year, and obviously I don't have social media, so I don't see, you know, posts. I don't see your guys' stuff live. I don't see, you know, we don't do social media, but it's just mostly, it's always something that if you have those memories and with those people before, just certain things will just like click, like, oh my gosh, I remember when Nick did this. Oh, let me hit him up real quick. You just, you know, you take that time out instead of thinking it.
Yeah.
Hey, take my time out. Like I just friggin' heard Newfound Glory on the radio, and I'm like, oh, dude, there's Nicky Stretch's voice again. So, like, yeah, what's
That's
up?
so cool. Yes. They called me
Little thing,
Nick
you know?
Found Glory when I
Yeah,
worked at
Nick
John's
Found-
Incredible Pizza.
You know,
Because I
I
sounded
met
so much like Nick Found Glory.
I met the band at California Adventure. I met them. I met
You told me that.
Green Day, and the girl. She was dating like the guitar or the drummer of Newfound Glory. She's got a really good voice. What's her name? I was Paramore.
Yeah,
That's it, Paramore. Yes.
Yeah. Haley.
That was my highlight. Yeah, there you go, that girl. I didn't recognize them. It was my friend Juan that did actually recognize them.
Wow. Good job, Juan.
Yeah, I think I embarrassed
Sometimes
him
it
too.
takes one to know one, you know?
Juan.
So I'll tell you right now, this COVID is released, bro, and I can get on a plane. So you're gonna see me Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. I have video of Daniel because Daniel did go through Hurricane Harvey.
Really?
Yeah. He flew in.
Wow.
We knew it was coming, right? Everybody knew it was coming.
I didn't know as much because, like I said, I don't have social media. I don't watch the news. In Texas, I'm from Cali.
Right.
Hey, are you sure you still want to come? Like, bro, I already took the time off. I'm there for 4 days. I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm
And he's like, I already
dedicated.
paid, for the ticket and everything. And it wasn't like everyone knew for sure how bad it was going to be, especially where we're at, because we're so far inland, that we didn't think we were going to experience much of it other than just a lot of rain, which was true. Sorry, I bumped into my mic stand. Which was true, right? Like it was a lot of rain, but it was crazy.
Yeah, didn't somebody kayak around the neighborhood? It was
That's
so
Daniel.
flooded. Oh, that was Daniel?
Yes.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, I peeked. Oh, shoot. I just remember seeing a video and I was like, I don't know who it was. I didn't know anybody. I don't think I went to Texas before any of that.
It's crazy.
Well, good for you, Daniel, because none of us in the family went to go visit Nick.
Yeah, I know. I think it's the first time I was there, which is the year before the hurricane. He had said, "Yeah, dude, my dad's the only one that's been out." And I'm like, "What?" And I was supposed to go that same weekend, but he's just like, "Hey, my pops is coming." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, no worries, I'll come next."
Right, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then I went the next year, but Nick's popular. People want to try to get out there, but when it comes to like, do I really want to go? They're like, you know what, I'm good here, so I'll just send them a card or something.
I'll send him a card.
Oh man.
I
Love
can't
it.
send Nick a card. If I send Nick a card, he'll get it 2 months later.
2 months.
Right, Chris?
I'd get it that quick.
Ba-dum.
I'd get it that quick. I know. I'd get it that quick, huh, Chris?
Shut up.
So
No, you can go ahead and send my gift card now, and then that way I'll get it by Christmas.
boom. Boom.
Mic drop.
Encouragement.
I love it out in Texas. I love visiting. I love seeing all the neighbors and all the friends out, and of course my niece and nephew. And I absolutely love hanging out with my sister Courtney.
Yes.
Don't call her
Who
sister-in-law.
doesn't?
She's a sister.
Oh,
She's the only-
mad props to her too. I mean, to deal with Nick. I mean, I don't have
Oh
to
my
live with him,
gosh.
but oh man,
Yeah.
that
I
woman,
know.
she's amazing.
I
She's like my
know.
wife. They're just amazing to
Yep.
deal with us, put up with our foolishness
Mm-hmm.
and nerdiness. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're 35-year-old grown men
Preach.
that I can sit on Call of Duty all freaking day long.
Preach. Answer that call. Answer that call.
And but they hold everything else. But they give us our
Testify.
little space. But and as guys, we definitely need that. And
You guys turn into men child. What's the word?
yeah,
Men
'cause,
children?
I mean, all
After
Men,
five?
children. Yeah.
yeah, all dads, all grown-ups. You get in a routine. You do your same thing every day. You wake up almost around the same time. Eat breakfast, go to work, come home. Do the same thing. But it's like having
Wash,
Call of
rinse,
Duty.
a
repeat.
routine. It's especially with friends that you don't get to see every day or once a year. It's a nice little kickstart. Kickstarts your your whole year almost all over again. Like, oh man, I feel fresh again. All right, let's I'm motivated.
I like that. Interesting perspective there.
corrective perspective.
Wouldn't you say so?
Of course. But
What's
don't get me
some
wrong,
music when I
friendships
say
are
that?
tough. I mean, they're a lot
They
of
are.
a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah. And
I mean,
my biggest tip always for friendship, for any relationship, not just friendships, but is it, if you consider somebody a friend, or you're in a relationship with somebody, and you want to stay as far away from, you're not going to stay away from conflict, right? But stay far away from the heavy conflict that could, actually be detrimental to your relationship. If you want to stay far away from that, I always say this: try to recognize people's intent over their content of what it is they're doing that's upset you, or what it is that they did that, broke, that upset you, or whatever, right? If they did something even as extreme as like broke your trust or something like that, try to recognize what were their intentions behind what happened. Because sometimes that helps you see things clear enough to be able to say, really make a rational decision.
Yeah. That way you're not reacting off of emotion. You're reacting off of what their true intentions were.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and most of us, it's hard to stop in the moment and do that, to go, well, wait a second, like, what was your intentions? Were you really intending, to do what you did to me directly, or, right? But
Yeah.
anyways, I mean, some people just have ill intent too. That exists, right?
I
And
mean,
you can't be too
there's
naive
toxic
to
friendships too that
miss
you have
that.
to be careful about.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's good that we bring that up, because we don't want to be, investing any time, or putting any stock into a relationship that's not healthy for us
Yeah.
to be
I mean,
in.
and I've had friendships in the past where, I mean, as a woman, we do call our friends to vent, or just to release energy or anger and things like that, right? Because our girlfriends are always going to be in some form of shape that they're a counselor almost, And
Mhm.
I've had where I wanted to have some friendships, but they were so emotionally draining for me at that point that it was affecting me personally, where I had to end that relationship.
Right. It became unhealthy.
Yeah. And I
And
hate
it wasn't a waste of your time, but it became unhealthy. I get that.
Yeah. And nobody likes to do that, but it's only so much you can lean on your friends before you have to pick yourself up,
Yeah, you can only give so much. You got to get something.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get something out of it. I mean, if it's always negative, or always giving, and then just taking every moment you have. It's like, man, they're draining me. Obviously, then maybe that's a friend that you should move on from.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I've had those where I had to push away and just stop talking to, because I'm not that kind of person though. Like I like to help everybody. But
Yes, you do.
Look
You have
back,
a big heart.
and you're just like, dang, dude, how much more can I give? And I'm like, I'm blessed to have, what I have, and I'm one to, give a shirt off my back. But it's just like, how many shirts do I have to give away before it's, I get the point, like, okay, you know what, hey, not everybody, I can't save everybody.
Right.
They're affecting not just me, but my family. And so it's like, it's
That's
tough.
right.
The friendship world is tough, but you definitely have to set your walls. You got to set your boundaries.
Right. Truth.
I mean, Nick's come to my top of my wall a couple times, and I was telling her, hey, you better just jump back down, bro. And just and he makes the bullet. He's good.
Better jump back down.
Yay. That's how it works.
It's a lot to get up there, but
I like that you said that, because it starts to affect your family, your home life. And with friendships, when it does start to get to that level of toxic, I can't even say it, toxicity.
Toxicity.
Yes. Sorry guys, I have a speech impediment. But when it gets to that level, it does start to affect like the other people in your life, because whether it's negative energy that they're draining into you, or take, it starts to affect your other relationships as well. And now, like just in my personal case, I had a friend who was just, oh my God, it was like, she was the walking days of our lives, where I gave her advice and, you know, and it's just advice. I'm not saying that she had to take my advice on every little thing, but it's, if you ask for my advice and I give it to you and you come back with the same problem 5 times in a row, then I don't even want to talk. You're shutting me down because, you know, why, I'm talking to a wall now at this point. But now I
Right.
take that negative energy and now I go and vent to my other friend and I'm like, I can't believe like she's doing this again or this is happening and blah, blah, blah. But now I'm releasing all that negative energy onto my other friends. And now I'm becoming that emotional draining person that I didn't want to be.
Right. And you're in a lot of ways, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like you're kind of supporting what I was just stating again with the intentions. Like recognizing the intentions helps keep those keep that from happening where you are overreacting, right?
Yeah.
And so when you are talking to somebody else about something, like a friend about something else you're dealing with, you aren't coming off as, you're not pouring it all onto them at once and then saying, you know, carry this for me. Instead, you're giving them something to really, you know what I mean? Like bite size. It's something they can actually ingest and think about and go, hey, I can give you some advice on this, instead of coming at them like you said and just fire hose to the face.
And I
Listen.
think that's just reality. That's I mean, day-to-day basis, I guarantee people are going through.
Oh,
mean,
yes.
You know, with the ones that ask the question of, you know, how could we, you know, how do you handle it? How do you deal with it? And if it's affecting you mentally, physically, emotionally, you know, you're not at fault. You're not a bad person for, you know, shutting down a relationship that's bringing you self-harm. So
Truth. Hashtag truth.
pray about it. God can
Always.
anybody. So if you're that bad and you want that bad of a relationship with them and you don't want to hurt their feelings, give it to God.
Yeah.
Amen. Hallelujah.
When you said that, I was thinking of something, of a show I used to watch. I'm not going to say it because I don't think it's like a PG show.
Oh,
I say
nice.
PG-13, so
I don't even
Yeah.
think it's PG-13. That is. You guys, RuPaul? You guys know RuPaul?
did you say Greg
No.
Paul?
No.
RuPaul.
Is it bad? Why is it like inappropriate?
No, it's not. It's not bad. It's just it's different.
I'm down for different. Different doesn't bother me.
We'll talk about
So,
that on the next episode. But anyways, there is a girl on there who says hallelujah. So when you said that, that's her like
Hallelujah?
trademark. She said it. She snaps. She's like hallelujah.
That's cool. Trademark, huh? I like
Yeah,
it.
there's tons of gifts and stuff about her for doing that. In
Yeah,
every
I've already
episode.
trademarked, you know, my ring. So.
Sweet. All right. Well,
What
what
can
else
end
do we
it with
got? We're at
this?
53 minutes. Oh, goodness.
Not 50. And that's it, guys. Thank you for being a friend.
I like that. I like it. Yep. And now
Just so
we'll
you
be
guys
dealing
know,
with
played the whole song.
copyright infractions.
Hey, you can't copyright this, bro.
Nice. The old broken melody.
Which song is that?
Sad.
Oh,
Said and done.
the hair, bro. I mean, that's what it looks like now in COVID-19.
The hair is, yeah, gosh. Oh my goodness.
It's like nobody can ever get to a barber. It's like, what's that? Like, I don't know.
Nick made it a trend before it was a trend.
No, it was a
Oh,
trend.
yeah.
Total-
I mean,
Total Nick move.
eyebrow, the lip.
Oh God,
It was
I remember that. Yeah.
totally all there. It was all there before me. I was
Gauges.
copying other people. I was posing. And you know what? If I wasn't so immature and small-minded and selfish, and so many other things, who knows what Broken Melody could have become, but it was, a lesson for me. So to all the people or anyone that I might have hurt in that process ever, my sincerest apologies, because I was a real D-bag, as the kids say. But
I mean, that's the whole thing of a band, right? I mean, how many bands stay together? Everybody's got their own vision. Everybody wants to be the rock star, and
yeah,
I mean, you were turning guys into like stars. Obviously, they didn't have much talent, and then once they feed. Obviously, you feed off your lead singer, you feed off of the talented person. And,
yeah.
I mean, look how far just Sean Espa, that fool.
So talented. Everyone that I played with was so talented.
You affected him and wanted to become a better musician and then a singer. And
I think I don't know that I helped him as I feel like I was a real jerk to him too. Very selfish.
Come home from school, drop everything, pick up a guitar, and I gotta make this band. I gotta get in.
Like, he was dedicated. He was so dedicated.
So I'm saying you did. That's that little mustard seed, planted it.
Yes.
And although you're not,
he came to our 5 a.m. audition.
You had a 5 a.m. audition?
Showed up with, we always did early morning because, you want to make sure that they were like serious. And any artist, like anyone that plays in a band, like that's the ultimate test. Like if you can't get up early, then you don't care enough because.
So, Nick, you were working at DirecTV, yeah? Or,
at that time, yeah, probably. Yeah, at that time.
I got to get to my house call, bro. We got to be early.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get it. Knock it up. Knock it out. I got to be there by 8 a.m. First job.
You installed my DirecTV on my first apartment, bro, when I moved out of my house.
I remember that. Yeah. Back in the day.
Like I said, guys, small town.
I liked being a tech. I enjoyed it. Yeah, the good old days.
I drove from Phelan, which is about 25 minutes due west of this area, over the bridge, over the freeway, over the aqueduct, over the river.
We're going to have the whole town of Hesperia listening to this podcast. If you are from Hesperia, message us on Instagram or Facebook. Except for Daniel. He's the unicorn because he doesn't have social media.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yep, you won't find him on social media.
Big Apple Valley. Yeah.
Shout out to Apple Valley.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Maybe like your next or some other podcasts you guys do, the influence of social media and being on it. Like I said, my life is so much more open time of not obviously having that worry. People, I mean, that's number one thing, right? Stress and worry. Suicide, you become, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm just going to end it. This person told me to do this. You become.
It's real. That's real. That's real talk.
And that's just the impact of social media not being on it for, gosh, I don't even know how long it's been. I think at least
years,
8 years or more. It's crazy, but it just, I hardly even listen to the news. COVID-19, I didn't even know it was going on until like somebody mentioned it at work. And I'm like, what? Like, you don't watch the news? I'm like, no, it's like, it's so weird. You're just out of that, bubble. And
interesting
there's a lot of other stuff that I would like to see of, like family members or people like Nick. I don't get to see as much, other than just old school telephone or text. And, but yeah, it's there is another world outside of social media. And it's, we obviously make all these social YouTube stars and everything. That's us making them, famous and rich.
Yeah.
It's like, put down, if the internet were to go out, I mean, the COVID-19 ain't got nothing on suicide, death toll. Everybody be like, oh, I'm in my life. I don't have internet. And it's crazy. I mean, I just got an insight of, what I do at work. People, I mean, they threaten, like, you ain't leaving until, we get our internet. I'm like, dang.
Wow.
It's come that far to, that's what society has on. It's crazy. You don't notice it until you actually, like, are told, hey, take a step back and just go one day. Just do one day without it, and see how many times you become like an addict. Like you're like on like crack, or you're like, oh my god, I gotta.
Interesting.
Who's posting what now? It's tough, dude. Of not being able to have that instant satisfaction that everybody wants. But
And especially during these times.
oh yeah, of course, I just it's I mean, I don't have put anybody down. All power to you guys that do that. But there's another world out there outside of social media, and I encourage everyone to at least
Take a break, disconnect.
put it down. And that's right now, like, oh yeah, families are getting stronger, and it's like, no, I mean, I guess how strong are they getting? Are they tired of each other?
Are they all in separate rooms on a device?
Yeah. It's like and that makes you more frustrated because now you got more screen time, which that's you're irritable all the time because now you're looking what somebody's posting about this, and then now the COVID's this and that. So it's definitely tough times. I pray for all the families that are at home that can't get out and work. And it's tough. The divorce rate, and I'm hoping will stay very low, and the actual family recovery time of this time in need will take a change for it, and turn families around. I hear a lot of Air One families reconnecting and putting aside their little difficulties and faults, and actually rekindling their
That's cool.
their friendship. But
Disconnect so you can reconnect.
Oh yeah, I mean, I even come back and reconnect in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is one positive person to start changing things.
I like it, man. It's good advice. Because some of us, guilty of it, man. I took a long break from it too, and been back in the social media game for a hot minute now. And yeah, it does happen where I think you can overthink things. You can take things out of context. You can, put too much and invest too much into social media responses, likes, and all that stuff that really doesn't matter as much as sometimes we tell ourselves it does. So I think that's good, man. I mean, that could be really healthy for somebody, for somebody listening right now.
Yeah.
They might be like, man, that's something I should probably do. Just see if I can take a little break, and see if it gives you some mental clarity. Right.
I guarantee, like, I just started watching the COVID like 2 weeks ago of the news. I literally got every single side effect that dude was saying. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got short of breath right now. I think I can cough right now. Like, I'm like, this is going to freak people out. And I'm like, I'm totally fine. But now I feel like I need to go get tested because I got COVID-19 just by watching TV. And it does. And then that's, it's huge mentally. I mean, you can mentally keep yourself healthy. You can fight any kind of sickness, any kind of cold if you have that mental strength to overcome and fight it, and not let your brain tell your body to shut down because you're sick.
I like.
A lot of this is my wife talking through because I know she don't take any vitamins. She don't take no aspirin. I mean, that she's crazy in a good way.
I love it.
Crazy in a good way. Nice recovery on that.
Yeah, I mean, she's crazy.
Well, look, I got. I'd like to eat some dinner.
Texas, and you got two hours ahead. That ain't our problem on this.
Your boys got to eat, man. It's just how it works.
It to the listeners too. Nick told his amazing wife that he would be done by 7 p.m. and because he's in Texas, it is now 7:33 p.m.
That's my fault. Hey, you can put this on me, and hey,
that is not your fault.
So I won't feel it. I mean, I might.
Not your fault.
But it's totally not your fault.
Oh, but I went through 3 laptops, and
it's the fun. It's the joy of Podcastland.
I just gotta step my game up on the PC world. I think I'm going to.
You're good, man. No worries. No worries at all.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle sometimes to get into Podcastland, but it's a good struggle.
Yeah, Audrey always says that. She's like, there's a little struggle to podcasting. There's some struggle involved. Yeah, there is.
I'm not good at it.
But we enjoy it too much. Yeah. We're just going to keep doing it. So
Oh no, it's super fun. Like I said, it's like another way of connecting with friends and having that relationship. I mean, look how you and your sister are closer than ever just because you guys are doing podcasts and in connection.
truth.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far, No, I'm joking.
She's being held to her own. No, but
Yeah.
Your family is more in tune. You're giving them something to listen to, something to stay in touch. And,
Yeah. We hope some of our family's still listening. I think we've lost a few listeners.
Dad, you still there?
I know.
Daddy,
Yeah.
Poppy.
Dad left on episode 9.
I don't think he made it that far.
It's okay. He'll be back in the morning.
Totally kidding, Dad. We love you. We're just telling jokes.
I know. I miss that dude. I used to see. Did he ever tell you? I always would run into him on
Yes.
the road in Johnson.
Every time he would always let me know.
I'm headed back to the yard. I'm like, here comes Stretch. Like, what's up, dude? And I had it a couple times. I laid on my horn a lot, and I'm like, just look over. Like, I literally can almost touch your window.
Yeah, it's
trying to get his
crazy.
attention. And then he looks over, like, oh, hey.
Got a cigar in his mouth.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Hated that
Back when he was
phase.
working.
Best cigars, man. I tell you what, your pops always be carrying the good cigars.
Yes.
Not the cheap ones.
That's right.
They are the good ones. But yeah, small world, Your pop's coming from, what was it, Lancaster, Palmdale or something, coming through Feeling. And I'm
That's
down.
crazy.
He right
I
there.
remember I smuggled the Cuban cigars in once to America.
You smug.
For
Can you say that on air, Nick? You might want to bleep that out.
I know.
Hey, they're legal now, right?
Yeah, no,
well,
no, yeah.
not anymore because of the COVID, but borders were open.
Yeah, just go ahead and say, leave out smuggled. She bought them. And
It's funny.
yeah,
No
you
one
did.
even stopped me. It really wasn't even that big of a deal.
Just a couple of Cubans,
Yeah, it's all good. They got bigger fish to fry. So
Exactly. You're not gonna bust me for like 3 Cuban cigars. I'm good.
well, look, let's get this thing. Let's end this thing. Episode 15. Daniel, thanks so much, man, for jumping
No, my
on.
pleasure. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Man, it was really the pleasure was all ours just to having you on, and it was so cool when we were texting about it. I was all excited. So and it worked out great that we didn't get to connect last night. Give our listeners an extra episode, a little bonus episode, give us some bonus time in Podcastland. So thanks to all of our listeners. Shout out to those of you that have figured out what the secret word was for episode 14. If you didn't catch it yet, you need to go give it another listen, and then make sure you DM Audrey what it is, and we will shout out for you on this podcast in a future episode. So yes, and try to keep it PG-13, whatever it is you're going to have us shout out
Yes.
or say. So just mentioning that. So Daniel, anything else you want to say in closing before we close this out?
No, man. I just,
Leave podcast land.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I definitely appreciate the time that you guys have given me to come on here, see what Podcastland's about. Let me into your worlds for the hour that we got. And it's good, man. God is good. Keep Him first in your life. We'll direct you.
God is so good, man. Thank you for that. And thanks again, man. Just so cool. So glad having you on. Audrey, always fun hanging out with you in podcast land. And to our listeners, always great hanging out with y'all. Audrey, anything else to say? Closing?
Just shout out to Andy again, and shout out to your wife because she just set up a competition for our workouts. So thank you, Courtney, keeping me motivated for next week.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks again. We love you guys. Sending you all the happiness and joy in the world. Take care. We'll catch you all next time.